This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
The community showed their support for the Moses Lake Fire Department and the Lions Club during the weekend's annual Fireman's Breakfast. The Soap Lake Police Department is hosting its next monthly town hall meeting on Wednesday. A Washington man is lucky to be alive after he was attacked by a bear during a Montana hunting trip.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
The community showed their support for the Moses Lake Fire Department and the Lions Club during the weekend's annual Fireman's Breakfast. A steady stream of people walked into the Moses Lake Fire Department's 3rd Avenue station on Saturday morning to enjoy breakfast while supporting local programs benefiting children. A portion of the proceeds from the breakfast goes to the Moses Lake Firefighters Local 2052 Benevolent Fund, which helps fund the department's Operation Warm campaign to provide winter coats to children in need. The Lions Club also benefits from the breakfast as donations go to support the club's hearing and vision programs in Moses Lake. Firefighters are also selling t-shirts to help fight cancer. The shirts are available to purchase at the Moses Lake Fire Station at 701 East 3rd Avenue from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Firefighters are also selling the shirts at the Chiefs football game on October 21st. The cost is $15 each or 2 shirts for $25. Proceeds benefit the Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation and the Susan B. Komen Foundation. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News. The Soap Lake Police Department is hosting its next monthly town hall meeting on Wednesday. The town hall runs from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the City Hall Council Chambers, located at 239 2nd Avenue Southeast. This month's meeting includes a presentation on the 911 system, how calls are processed, which types of situations warrant a 911 versus a non-emergency call, and more. Representatives from the Multi-Agency Communication Center will be on hand to present information and answer questions. Interim Police Chief Ryan Cox started the town halls in September as a way to increase transparency with the Soap Lake community and have a chance to answer questions from residents in an open format. For more information, contact the Soap Lake Police Department at 509-246-1122. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
The outdoors have always been Neil Rico's playground.
Obviously, there's an adrenaline rush when you hunt.
He could tell you plenty of stories about his adventures out in the wild.
I've never had any kind of a threat from any kind of animal before.
But none will ever compare to his face-to-face encounter with a 500-pound grizzly bear during a trip to Montana last month. He hadn't seen any signs of bears in the high country as he looked for a prize bull elk to bring home. All of a sudden, he heard a huffing sound coming from behind him and looked over to see a bear charging right toward him.
That's when I rolled off to the left. That's when I stuck this arm up here, and that's when she grabbed on, but she came from this side here. It was almost like somebody was chewing on a chicken bone. You could hear every crunch.
For the next 1 to 2 minutes, Neil says the grizzly went back and forth between attacking his left arm and his ribs, shaking him like a rag doll.
When she put her paws up, she put one right here.
Every so often, she stopped to check on her 2 cubs nearby.
It felt like a lifetime.
Eventually, Neil says she decided to let him go after her cubs got about 40 yards away. That gave him the break he needed to pull out his pistol, which he had tucked into his backpack before the encounter.
About cost me my life, was doing that.
Neil never shot the bear and somehow called his friends for help.
This is the arm here.
He showed us the 4 layers he was wearing during the 1.5-mile walk down the mountain.
I appreciate life now more than I've ever appreciated life, and every day's a blessing.
Neil says what he went through will definitely make him more cautious of where he hunts in the future. He doesn't have full range of his arm yet, but luckily he is expected to make a full recovery.
Wasn't really a religious man before this, but somebody was definitely watching me that day, and I've got a pretty good idea who it was.
Steve McCarran, KOMO News.
From the iFIBER 1 Weather Center, I'm Jeff Slakey taking a look at the basin's forecast for this week. Monday, partly cloudy and about 60. Clear skies for Tuesday and Wednesday, although some rain likely into the overnight of Wednesday. Thursday, 56.5-inch rain. Friday, mid-60s and partly cloudy, and maybe a little more rain on Saturday at about 1/4 inch. This report brought to you by Barry Motors.
This is iFiber One News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.